Hey everyone, how are you feeling? If you're like me, you're probably feeling about like, oh, here we go again. We've moved into what we really perceive as lockdown. It isn't. Level 4 isn't quite what we had earlier in the year. So perhaps we ought to concentrate on that and realise we still have a certain amount of freedom. And the reason that we are in level 4 is to try and control the virus so that at Christmas we can actually have at least a semblance of Christmas. Now, will we get it? Will we not? Nobody knows exactly what's going to happen, how much is going to be lifted in way of restrictions. From what I can gather, the aim is to get it to the point where people can have others, family or friends, in their homes. It will only be over a short period of time, and there will be a restriction on numbers and possibly other restrictions as well. But at least we're going to be able to see people. Nobody should have to spend Christmas on their own. And I think the way to look at it is it will not be as it has been, but it doesn't mean it can't be a wonderful Christmas. And I think we have to start now to decide it's going to be fabulous no matter what. Now, one of the first things that you might want to think about is decorations. And already there's the big debate. Do you put them up now or do you wait until nearer to Christmas? There are the purists that say no way, 12 days of Christmas, that's it. It's up to you. And there are many reasons that people want to put up decorations. One I've heard is people are so fed up with 2020, they just want the year to be over, and the sooner they get their decorations up, the better. Other people just need something bright, light, fun in their lives. It's something to, if you like, give them a lift. And I certainly am in that school of thought. And I don't see the harm in people starting to put up decorations. Families, those with young children, perhaps have already got Santas and reindeer and igloos and all sorts of things on their lawns, all blinging all night. Not quite into that. However, we could start putting up a few outdoor lights. Just little fairy lights on a couple of little shrubs at your front door, something like that. Little lights in your house. It's something that I've moved towards very much in latter years. I put lights up my stairs and I put them on the top of my kitchen cabinets. Now they can go up now. They're not overly Christmassy, but they will give you a lift. Something else that you can bring into your home are perhaps things like poinsettia. They are the Christmas plant. They're everywhere now. They're available, huge, gorgeous red blooms, but people are often scared of getting them because they say, well, they just drop. You lose all the leaves. If that happens, it's generally because the poinsettia has not been stored in the right place or looked after in the right place or the right way. Never ever buy a poinsettia that has been sitting in a doorway of a shop. The chances are it's been sitting in drafts, doesn't like drafts, and that's why when you get it home, the leaves will drop. Check the compost. Put your finger in the compost. If it feels wet and soggy, it's likely that the poinsettias have been overwatered. They don't like that either. They will look fine. You'll get them home. And within a few hours, again, the leaves have all fallen off. How do you know if it's the right poinsettia? I found out recently, and I think it's interesting. I'll show you this. This is one. Can you see these red leaves are just that? They're leaves. They're not the flower. The flowers are here in the middle. I don't know whether you can see those little yellow balls. Now, if the yellow balls, which are the flowers, are still quite tight, this is a sign that the plant is quite young and the plant will last a bit longer. If, however, those little balls have started to open and there's little red shoots starting to show through, that's a sign that the flower is opening, which means the plant is more mature and it won't last as long. When you get it home, and in fact getting it home can be chancy as well, make sure it's wrapped up. Normally they're in cellophane, but if it's just an open plant, make sure that you actually put something around it, particularly if it's a very cold day. When you get it home, it needs to be out of drafts. So putting it in your hall is okay if you've got a porch and you can keep it away from drafts, but generally it is much happier away from drafts completely. They like to sit in light. South light or southern light is good for it, but not direct sunlight. So don't go sitting it in a window with the sunlight directly on it. The other problem with sitting poinsettia in windows is the leaves, if they touch the window, they can get too cold. And again, you can lose the leaves. So there's a few tips on your poinsettias. And the minute you've got them in, so a few lights and a few poinsettias, I'll get my words out in a minute, your poinsettias in place, you've made a start. Christmas is starting and it's a nice easy win. If you just do it little by little, eventually you can build up to your overall finished Christmas decorations. So you've got your decorations up or started to with your lights, etc. Now what about thinking about cards? This is an ideal opportunity to sit and write your Christmas cards. Maybe you cut down this year. Postage is going to be astronomical, as we know. So work out what you're going to do. Are you going to send cards? If not, what are you going to do instead? Zoom is good. Many people say Happy Christmas online. But if you're going to write cards, you need to make a start now. And a few a night will soon get you through your list. Then we can look at gifts. If you can, ask people for a list of gifts they may like. People often are quite happy to give you suggestions, so long as those suggestions have a range of prices, then we're okay. And even if something seems a bit expensive, what we do within our family is we just say, well, we'll get it between us for so-and-so. If, however, people aren't forthcoming, you don't know what to get, remember there are still shops open. You can go into places like the supermarkets, of course. I noticed at my own shops up here at the Avenue in Newton Mearns, not only were the supermarkets, Asda and Marks open, Boots was open, Superdrug was open, Holland and Barrett was open, About Living, which is the little gift shop, but because it sells homeware, they're still open. I went to the park on Saturday with my son and his family to find that the garden centre was open. So there might be more than you think. Have you thought of shopping online? Online is great. It can be much easier than people think. I think there's a fear there, but oh no, I don't understand what I'm doing with that. I might order the wrong thing. If you are going online, you can get some great deals, but be careful that you check what's the postage you're packing. There's nothing worse than you've spent ages buying a few things online. Oh, this was £2 off, that was this much off, that much off. And then you get to the end to find you're paying £10 in postage and packing. Not so good. Many are free at the moment, particularly if you're over a certain amount, like £20. If you order from a store, for example, Boots or Marks and Spencer's, they will deliver your order into the store itself, and you just go and pick it up, and it costs you nothing. And you can actually return it to that store if it's the wrong thing. So I think that's a pretty easy way of doing it too. Also be careful of what the returns policy is to a lot of these online shops. For example, some of the TV sites, for example, QVC, they've got an offer at the moment that you can return any of their goods up till the 31st of January, which is pretty good. Vouchers. Are you going to buy vouchers for anybody? If so, be careful where you're getting them from. The reason being, so many places, and it really is sad, are just closing. We're losing a lot of our retail outlets. A lot of the well-known stores that we've had for years and years have gone. There may be more that will go. Even restaurants are saying they will never open again. It could be you like to buy vouchers for a hotel. Is that going to open again? Is that really going to be a good voucher? There are lots of places that you will know are safe and you know they're going to be okay, but just be careful. Cash, we may not like giving cash, but I know teens love cash. It's what they want. So if they want that, just give it to them. It makes your life an awful lot easier. You can always wrap it up with a little extra present so it feels like you're giving them something other than just an envelope with cash in. So what else do we need to think about? Well, we can order now, or not order, but buy all of the basics, the non-perishables. I'm talking about things like toilet rolls, spices, herbs, tissues, foil. Look at recipes that you might be going to make. Have you got all the ingredients in? The last thing you want to be doing is running around on Christmas Eve trying to find something that's so basic. I don't know, like tonic water. You suddenly realise you've got no tonic water. All these things can be bought in advance. So buy what you can when you can. Do you order your turkey and your Christmas food from various stores? Many people do, and we've been encouraged to do it already. That's fine if that's what you want to do, but be aware that many of the slots have already gone. So if you want to get in and get your food brought into the store, perhaps for Christmas Eve or whatever, a lot of the collection dates have already gone. They're taken. Now, the year before last, I was in Marks and Spencer's to order my turkey. I was a little late, but I didn't think I was that late. And the girls said to me, sorry, all the slots have gone and there's none of those turkeys left. I can imagine the look on my face, horror. And she said, well, look, but we still get the fresh turkeys coming in. They will be in a few weeks before Christmas. And she said, what they do is they buy them, take them home, put them in their freezer, defrost them. And don't forget, if you do have a frozen turkey, it can take 2 days to defrost. And she said, defrost it. And she said, they're absolutely fine. So I tried it. I did that last year and I'm doing it again this year. No problem at all. I've never bought an actual frozen turkey to use, but I'm sure they're fine as well. But this I've tried, it's tested, and I know it works for me. If you're doing online shopping as regard food, general shopping or Christmas shopping, again, you need to get your slots booked early. Did you know that you can book a slot with one item? So you put one item in your basket, let's say a bottle of fizz, and you book to have that delivered on the 23rd of December to your door. Wonderful. You can add to that over the time between now and then up to 11 p.m. the night before your delivery. So you can just keep adding to your basket. You don't have to get it all done in a oneer. You can keep adding to the basket and you can order things almost at the last moment, which is absolutely brilliant. And don't forget, there are a lot of small, independent and local businesses, butchers, specialist cheese shops, delis, places like that, even cake shops and things that are doing home deliveries. Even little gift shops are doing deliveries now. So any shop that you think, oh, they're shut, I can't get whatever, have a look online, check them, Google them, and you may find they do a very, very good online shopping service, which is great. So then we're on to looking at what else we can do to prepare for Christmas. You've got the food ordered, you've got all the basics in, decorations are done, you've got your gifts. What else can there be? What about you? What do you want for Christmas? How do you want Christmas to be? Are you going to get an outfit, or have you thought, what's the point? We're not going to have much of a Christmas anyway. Remember what I said at the beginning? Make the most of it. Embrace it. I would say get yourself best outfit ever. Even if it's only get yourself a nice necklace. Book your Zooms. I don't know whether you can get all booked up. I presume there is a limit on the amount of slots there will be on, say, Christmas Day. But organise your Zoom calls, who you're going to Zoom with, quizzes, things like that. But do treat yourself. Get yourself maybe some new lipstick, some nice makeup or something. Get yourself something lovely to wear. And then, be it a Zoom or on the day, you will feel good. Do not be tempted to be one of those people who say, well, I'm just going to sit round in my pajamas all day. I don't care. You may regret it. So get yourself something really nice and enjoy that. We all will enjoy Christmas. We will have some kind of Christmas. And remember, it may not be the Christmas that you've always dreamed of, but it could be a dream Christmas. Take care, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye.